What happens when an unstoppable king meets an untamed warrior? Two forces destined to collide. This is the epic story of Gilgamesh and Enkidu, a tale of rivalry, strength, and a bond that becomes legendary. Long ago in the ancient city of Uruk, Gilgamesh ruled the realm like no other king could. He was powerful and unmatched. But his people trembled under his rule, for his strength was without limits, and his pride knew no bounds. The people whispered prayers for relief, their voices rising like smoke to the heavens. The gods, though distant, heard the cries of the oppressed. It was then that a decision was made, not to strip Gilgamesh of his power, but to forge a counterbalance. Among the gods, it was Aruru, the goddess of creation and life, who stepped forward. She was the one who shaped humanity from clay, the giver of breath to the living. With her divine hands, she molded a being not from the courts of men, but from the very essence of the untamed world. From the wilderness itself, Enkidu was born, a figure both primal and pure. His flesh carried the strength of beasts, his spirit the freedom of the wild. He was fierce, unbroken, a man with the earth beneath his feet and the skies above as his only masters. When Enkidu heard of Gilgamesh's arrogance, he left his home in the wilderness and marched toward the city, determined to confront this mighty king. And so they've met, two forces of nature, both created for greatness, but bound by different fates. Gilgamesh, proud and untouchable, saw a rival in this wild man, and Enkidu, untamed and fearless, met the king's gaze with a challenge in his eyes. The people held their breath as the ground trembled beneath the clash of these two titans. Neither warrior would yield. Gilgamesh struck with the precision of a king who has known only victory, and Enkidu fought back with the fury of the untamed world itself. Hours passed and still neither would surrender. And then in their exhaustion, something changed. Gilgamesh, for the first time, looked upon another man not as a rival, but as an equal. Enkidu too saw in Gilgamesh a spirit as fierce as his own. And in that shared respect, a bond was forged. In that moment, a friendship was born, one that would go on to defy monsters, confront gods, and forever change the fate of Uruk. Together they would stand as brothers, challenging fate and facing the unknown. The people of Uruk looked on, knowing they had witnessed the birth of a legend.